Hey guys, today's video is going to be pretty cool. Why? Well, I'm going night riding. Haven't been night riding for, well over 10 years. Used to go do the day-night relays down in Rotorua and Taupo in New Zealand. Got together with your mates, put up a marquee, had a barbecue, and see who could go the fastest on a lap day and night. But I haven't done that for years. Well, and one of the reasons I haven't been night riding is, well, I haven't had a light, to be honest. But that's all changed because I have the Magicshine MJ-906S. Looks pretty cool. Let me show you what's in the box. What do you expect? Well, it's got a light. It's only small, but this thing puts out 4,500 lumens. Now, that's a lot. It's pretty damn bright. One thing I would say about it is it's pretty well made. Everything in this looks pretty solid. In fact, if you're interested in getting one of these lights, not only this light, but they also make loads of others from Magicshine, there's a link probably about there somewhere, and also a link in the description. And you can always just Google Magicshine. But anyway, what else? It's got a battery, of course. Not insignificantly small. It's a reasonably big battery, but again, for the power of the light and the time it will run, it's probably about right. It does have, at the very end, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but it has a charging point where you can plug your phone in, and also it has a indicator as to how much battery you've got left. Now, it comes with these straps. They're sort of rubberized straps, and it's rubberized underneath the battery. And I put this on the top tube of my mountain bike. It was really secure. It didn't mark the frame, didn't slip during the ride, worked really well. And likewise, the light on the handlebar, it's got these cool little handlebar mounts. They fit pretty much any size handlebar. Really easy to fit. You don't have to take any brakes off or anything like that. It just clicks in, and then it comes with a little Allen key to do it up. You can buy these separately, so if you wanted to have more than one bike and you didn't want to have to swap this over, that would be worth doing. And I'll show you how it literally just clicks in like that. You can unclick it, take it somewhere else. What else does this thing come with? Comes with an e-bike cable, so you could plug this into the power of your e-bike battery instead of using this battery. And I think you can even buy lights separately just with the e-bike option. Haven't had this set up. Why? Well, I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest, but it would be interesting to pursue that one further. Comes with a charging cable for the battery. Some other little straps, I think, to go on maybe aero bars or something else. I haven't really quite worked those ones out. It's got another couple of these straps, quite strong little straps, and I used one of them on a mount on the top of the helmet. And this is quite cool. Let's just, where's my light? Again, clicks in really easily. So now I've got a light on the top of my helmet. And what's even cooler is you can actually adjust the angle of the light. So that's pretty cool, and I did actually use that out on the ride. Let's unclick that off of there. This one though, this tiny wee little thing here is a GoPro mount, and you can kind of tell some of the cheap GoPro stuff. You get the cheap non-genuine accessories, and they're kind of horrible plastic, and they tend to break. This feels pretty solid. So again, let's just see if I can get this right. Clicked in place. Watch this. This is pretty cool. So run a cable through here. Now, look at that. I've got a light underneath the visor of the old full face helmet. Is that seriously cool? Now, how does it work? Well, you obviously plug this into here, and then the battery I actually stuck in the top pocket of my Liat backpack. So that worked pretty well. If I was doing this more, I think I would look, you can buy a extension cable for, I think it's 10 US, and I'd probably do that because it's long enough, but only just long enough. So when you take your helmet off, it's quite closely attached to your backpack, and so you've got to kind of take it all off in one. So having a bit more cable might be useful, especially if you wanted to put this in like a bum bag or something on your lower down. So that's pretty cool. I've got one other setting. If I take this light, this is cool as well. So when you'll see when I go out night riding, I put it on the chin mount, which again was a really good setting, because again it's kind of looking exactly where you're looking. So that was pretty cool. All right, so how does it work? Okay, how does it work? Let's plug it in. There are instructions. Yep. came with instructions. You'll need glasses for that. Well, I did anyway. But I also just went on YouTube. There's instructions on how to do it. But pretty straightforward, of course. You just press the button and the light comes on. Small light there. You double click it and you can see that right one. I won't shine it directly at the camera because I must admit, if you shine it directly in your eyes, you just about go blind. Double click again, it goes over to that one there. Double click again, it goes over to both. Click singly, it goes more powerful again, and that's the most powerful. As I say, really don't turn it around towards you, you'll go blind. If you double click it again, yeah, you can actually go into a flashing mode, I guess that. So anyway, let's get rid of that because that makes me go crazy. All right, you're thinking though, like, Lance, that's okay, but we want to see it in the dark. So why don't I, let's just turn that off. Why don't I just turn the lights out? All right, well, that really is dark. Where's the light gone? It's here somewhere. Here it is, I found it. Let's turn that on. Oh, hey, that's seriously bright, isn't it? Let's see if we can see any possums, eh? There'll be loads of possums and pigs back there somewhere. But you can see it pretty much lights up the whole garden. You can see really, really well. So anyway, let's get out to the forest and see what it's like to ride with. Okay, so first setup is on the handlebars, and I must admit, so far, I'm unbelievably impressed. It's a long time since I've been night riding, and I always thought you'd have to have two lights, but the beam is so wide on this thing that I can see round the corner where I'm going to go. I don't necessarily need a headlight light, but so far, yeah. If you watch my channel regularly, you know that I often complain I can't see in the daylight because my eyesight's so bad, but actually it's almost, this thing really lights the track up almost better than daylight. You can't see a long way in the future, I mean in the distance, but for the bit you do need to see, it's pretty damn impressive actually. Now for those regulars to my channel, you may be thinking, where am I riding? And believe it or not, I'm actually at Riverhead. Why? Well, because Woodhill would have been too easy. Well, that wasn't the true actually. I wanted to go yesterday because Woodhill is only open on Wednesday nights, and managed to get time off to do that, but the weather was so bad. So it's not actually raining tonight. So we're actually out at Riverhead. It is pretty wet and slippery, so it makes it a little bit more challenging, but I guess it's a good test for night riding rather than just riding on the sand. Let's ride on wet slippery clay in the night on my own. Yeah, don't tell anybody, eh? Before anyone has a go, yeah, I did tell my wife where I am exactly. So, and I've got my little Garmin. It should be all good. All right, going to try and now put the light on the helmet. So we're going to take the light off there. So it will mean I won't be able to see for a while, but I have got another light. So fingers crossed I don't get completely, if I lose the light, I'm in trouble, aren't I? Because it is pitch black out here at the moment. All right, so this setting, the light is on the top of the helmet, on the very top. Actually, it's pretty good. The visor, you can see a shadow near the ground, but actually if you tilt the light up where you want it, you don't actually really notice that visor at all. So I think I actually prefer having it on my head to having it on the handlebars. So I guess, as you say, wherever I'm looking, that's where the light is shining. Bit of a jump. Ooh. Oh, a bit greasy. One of these things you almost kind of have to think where you are on a track because your kind of perspective's gone a little bit. Makes it a bit more exciting though. Oh, I forgot a bit of a jump, a bit of another one I think. Better get some speed up. Another jump off here. Yeah, actually it's quite nice because you kind of look where you want to land and that's where the light shines. So yeah, I think I quite like it on the helmet. Now I should point out that the image you're seeing of the shadow that the visor's creating is much worse than what I'm seeing. The GoPro's down on the chin mount, so it's looking at a very different angle to what I'm actually looking at when riding. Okay, we're on the third setup now, which is the camera underneath the visor on the helmet with a battery in the old Camel Pack. And I think it's about time we tried some jumps. What do you think? Oh, it's a bit skitty. Never tried jumps in the dark before.
but I can seem to see pretty well, and that's all that really matters. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see, it kind of similar to above. There's no visor light in the way on this one, so this is pretty much looking exactly where I'm looking. The light is shining exactly because it's just literally above my eyes. So yeah, so far I pretty much like this one. I think I could probably push a lot harder with these lights. A little bit nervous, another little jump. A little bit nervous because, well, it's dark. I'm in the forest on my own. And yeah, someone's gonna have a hard time finding me in the dark. All right, the bike's looking a little bit muddy, but we're on to the final setup, which is the chin mount. Alrighty, oh, it's a bit steep and slippery down here. All good. Okay, so this is my chin mount setup, and I think this may be my favorite so far. The only downside was my camera was on the chin, so I've had to put the camera under the visor, so the shots are probably not quite as good for this one. Okay, I normally jump that. Must admit, when I ordered this light, I said, look, I'll need 2 lights. One light won't work, from previous experience, but you can totally do it with just 1 light. 2 lights, yeah, everything's got it. 2 lights got to be better than 1, but this thing is powerful enough and wide enough beam that, yeah, 1 light just works just fine. I would certainly be happy to come out riding and wouldn't need to get 2. Guess the only thing for this setup, you've got to have a full face helmet, but probably if you're riding this stuff in the dark, full face helmet wouldn't be a bad idea anyway.
Well, that was really good fun. Really enjoyed my night ride. Not sure it was a good idea going riding on your own in the dark, in the forest, but it was really peaceful actually, and I really enjoyed it. Amazingly enough, on the GoPro footage, it doesn't look anywhere near as bright as it actually was when you were riding. I do struggle a little bit with my eyesight, and I must admit sometimes in the bright daylight, the dappled light through the forest, I actually find it hard to see sometimes. But with the light, it actually lit it up so well that I actually found it quite easy to ride. 1 light or 2. I've always thought night riding you should have 2 lights, one for the handlebar, one for the helmet, but this thing is bright enough and broad enough that you can ride with just 1 light. I did find when doing some of the jumps that my perspective was out a little bit. I think the light on the handlebars was shining directly forward and not directly down on where you wanted to land. So I found it actually easier with a helmet mount because you could kind of look as to where you wanted to aim those wheels to come down. But that was fine. The other thing is, how long did this light last? Now I wanted to do a definitive answer for you on this one, but I didn't quite pull that off. On the night ride, I'm sure I was out for about 2.5 hours and it was still going strong. I decided the next day to go out for a ride and leave the light just on the handlebars during the day and just ride until the thing went dead. Well, after 3 hours it was still going strong and didn't look like it wanted to die at all. I did fiddle with it. I wasn't 100% convinced because once you start pressing it, you think, was I on the full power or not on full power? I think if I wasn't on full power, I was only 1 underneath that. I did decide to maybe just try having it in the house and see how long it lasted, but I made the mistake of resting the light on a pair of socks, and next thing I could smell burning socks, and so I had to go and rescue that quick. This thing does get quite hot, and so decided maybe it's not a good idea to have this thing running if it's not actually moving. So I don't know how long it lasts, but I think 2.5 hours, I think in full power should be fine, and that's kind of what they suggest in the instructions. Really looking forward to going out and doing a few more night rides. Might make some videos with the guys. Let me know if you'd like to see that sort of thing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, but really stoked if you did that actually. Thumbs up, like, and always love hearing your comments. And anyway, we'll see you on the next one.